This individual has been detained, should have never been in this country to begin with, and definitely should not have been dumped in the state of Florida. And so these are middle of the night flights, no notification to the state or anybody, and this is not the way you keep people safe. It's reckless and it's wrong. And I'm going to ask the legislature to see what can we do to make sure that they can't just do this with impunity.
Joining us now to discuss, former acting CBP Commissioner and Newsmax contributor Mark Morgan. Mark, thanks for coming on. As we're learning details about these flights here, what can you tell us about who might get a ticket, how often this happens, and what happens next for these individuals?
So all good questions. Right now, it happens if you're an unaccompanied minor or you're a family that illegally enters our southwest border, or quite frankly, any border in this United States, you're going to be processed and rapidly released. So if you're a family, Border Patrol, a lot of them, they're going to release them directly. They're going to go to an NGO that's going to give them plane tickets to anywhere they want to go. If you're an unaccompanied minor, you're going to be transferred to ICE, and then they're going to transport them anywhere in the United States, including Florida, wherever they can find a sponsor. And really quick, Governor DeSantis, he's spot on. Remember, this is on the heels of a 24-year-old man that lied and said he was 17 years old. 2 weeks after being released, he killed a Floridian man. That's what we're talking about. That's why the governor is absolutely justified in his outrage with respect to this administration's policies.
Yeah, he wants to get some answers, again, as to who these individuals are and how they were screened, even to get onto these flights to begin with here. You say that they're going to these NGOs, nonprofit organizations. Are they given documentation of court dates when they might be expected to actually answer as to why they're coming into this country illegally?
It's a little bit all over the place, and that's another good question. First of all, there are a majority of these individuals, we don't know who they are. And this administration is obsessed with not securing our border or stemming the flow of illegal immigration. Their strategy and goal is to release them as fast as possible. We know these illegal aliens are dumping their documents intentionally in Mexico so they can come and say, hey, we don't need documents. We have no way to identify who they are. Sometimes they're given a document notice to appear. Sometimes it's a notice to report, and they're told to go to the nearest ICE office to turn themselves in to get that court date. It's all over the place right now. Vetting is non-existent, and these individuals are making their way to every town, city, and state in this country, and sometimes at the dead of night.
I want to show you some video. This coming in from the Texas Department of Public Safety. It shows migrants who are sneaking into the United States. They're riding on the backs of trains here in between the cars, train cars. Is this common? What do you make of this video?
Yeah, so we've seen this in the past. We first started seeing this phenomenon in 2014 based on more horrible court decisions that further created loopholes in our immigration system. Back then, it was called the train of death. And why? Because multiple migrants were dying by trying to get on and off those trains. It's a horrible thing to do. It's a horrible way to try to illegally enter this country. And what happens? It's because of this administration. Look, that under the President Trump, that process had almost been completely removed. But now, under this administration, they're encouraging, incentivizing, and facilitating illegal entry. So migrants are willing to do anything. They are risking their lives, once again, boarding the train of death because they know once they make it to our border, they're going to be allowed in the United States to stay here forever. Look, we've been saying for a long time, the most inhumane thing that we can do for migrants is to have open border policies. This is another example.
Well, speaking of this administration, you take a look at who was assigned to oversee this crisis, the border czar, Vice President Kamala Harris. If you've been following her travel itinerary, you might realize that she's in France and happens to be discussing the migrant crisis in Europe. But where is she when it comes to addressing the migrant crisis right here?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you have to laugh. Look, as we've had the worst catastrophic crisis on border, 1.7 million apprehensions, Border Patrol agents are being pulled off the line. We've had over 400,000 illegal aliens escape apprehension and make their way into every state in this country. Drugs are pouring in. Texas DPS are every other day. They're apprehending aggravated felons, sexual predators, murderers, you name it. And where is the vice president? She's actually going to Europe to talk about the crisis in Libya and how that's affecting illegal immigration in Europe. It's just unconscionable. It's tone deaf. Her priorities all out of whack. She should be on our southwest border talking about how every aspect of America's national security, public health, and safety is being impacted.
Well, she's got a 28% approval rating here in the States. So that's Americans weighing in on her job performance so far. Mark Morgan, thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.